So you're ambitious, you've got big dreams, big goals, and the drive to succeed. But here's the kicker. When it's time to take action, you just don't. You procrastinate, you feel lazy, you struggle to get going. Sound familiar? If so, this video is for you. Because believe it or not, there's a psychological reason behind it. And today, we're diving into that. Why ambition and laziness often come hand in hand, and how to fix it. Stick around until the end, because you're about to learn a game-changing approach to overcoming the paradox of ambition without action. Imagine this. You're dreaming big. You know exactly what you want to achieve, but every time you sit down to work, something stops you. Maybe it's a lack of motivation, maybe it's procrastination, or maybe just a sense of overwhelm. Why does this happen? Is it just a lack of willpower? Or is there something deeper at play here? Today, we're uncovering the psychological reasons behind why ambitious people struggle with laziness and how you can break that cycle. All right, let's break this down. First things first, you are not alone. In fact, there's a psychological phenomenon called the ambition-procrastination paradox. It happens when you feel driven to achieve something big, but the weight of your goals actually paralyzes you. You don't know where to start, so you end up doing nothing at all. Here's where it gets interesting. One of the core issues is something called cognitive dissonance. This happens when your ambition clashes with your current behavior. For example, your mind tells you, I should be working towards my goals, but your body says, no, I'd rather relax. This creates an uncomfortable tension in your brain, which ironically can lead to more procrastination. In these moments, your brain seeks ways to reduce this discomfort. But instead of taking productive action, it distracts itself. It could be checking social media, binge-watching shows, or scrolling through news feeds. The problem here is, while you may feel relief in the short term, this only makes the longer-term stress and guilt worse. So why do ambitious people fall into this trap? It's partly because the brain is wired to avoid discomfort. Ambition can feel like a distant mountain, and the effort needed to climb it seems overwhelming. This overwhelming feeling of how much there is to do can make you freeze. Psychologists call this the paradox of control. Ambitious people often have control over the end goal, but feel like they don't have control over the process to get there, so they procrastinate. But here's the good news. This cycle can be broken. Understanding the psychology behind this behavior is the first step toward taking control of it. So how do you break free from this trap? Well, there are a few key strategies grounded in psychological principles that can help. 1. Break your goals into smaller tasks. When your goal feels too big, it's easy to feel paralyzed. But when you break it down into small, manageable steps, you're telling your brain that the task is not overwhelming. This is called chunking in psychology. It's like setting mini milestones. Each small win boosts your motivation and reduces the mental burden. 2. Use the 5-minute rule. This is a simple trick. Commit to working on a task for just 5 minutes. The psychology here is that our brains love starting easy. Once you're in motion, it's harder to stop than it is to keep going. This taps into the principle of momentum. Once you start, you're more likely to keep going. 3. Reframe procrastination with self-compassion. Here's a key mindset shift. Rather than beating yourself up over procrastination, show yourself some compassion. Studies show that guilt and shame often make procrastination worse because they increase anxiety. If you're kind to yourself, you're more likely to take the next step forward. 4. Implement temptation bundling. This is an interesting concept from psychology. It's all about pairing something you want to do with something you need to do. For example, you could only allow yourself to watch your favorite show while doing work-related tasks, like answering emails or brainstorming. This reduces the feeling of deprivation and taps into the psychology of rewards. Remember, the goal here isn't to be perfect, it's about progress. You don't need to tackle the mountain all at once. Just take it one step at a time. And the next time you catch yourself stuck between ambition and laziness, remember this. It's not your fault. It's a natural psychological phenomenon. But with the right mindset and strategies, you can break free and start building the life you've always dreamed of. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more insights into the psychology of success, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it.